Greetings everyone, and welcome to the Mega Man issue 34 review, and I have been looking forward to reviewing this one. You'll see later in this video. In the meantime, let's briefly recap the previous issue. Ramu's defeat at the hands of Mega Man left the Blue Bomber in critical condition. Thanks to the efforts of Drs. Light and Wily, Mega Man was repaired. The feds arrived to arrest Dr. Wily, who claimed that he was innocent during the Raw Moon blackout. A reawakened Mega Man remembered Wily's assistance during the Raw Moon fight, and vowed to find evidence to clear Wily's name. Meanwhile, what's the deal with Shadow Man? We start in the Amazon as Mega Man almost gets crushed by a spiked column. Ooh, double whammy. Joining Mega Man are Dr. Light, Roll, Rush, Dr. Cossack, Barrel Man, Dr. Astle, and Plant Man. They have their reasons for going on this expedition with Mega Man. I'll get into that in the comments. Breakman and the 7 Mega Man 3 Robot Masters are aware of the party thanks to Search Snake. Breakman reminds his group that they are not to engage Mega Man's party. They do need to keep an eye out for the elusive Shadow Man. Mega Man's party reached the Temple of the Moon, and it looks like Shadow Man's about to do some backstabbing. Not if Breakman has anything to say about it. The other Mega Man 3 Robot Masters isolate Shadow Man, and after battling, finally subdue the ninja robot. Turns out, they were hunting down Shadow Man to officially recruit him. With Ramun kaput and needing new purpose, Shadow Man accepts the offer. The mission accomplished, they teleport to rejoin Wily's other Robot Masters at the construction site. Except for Breakman, who is going on his own little journey. The expedition treks through the temple thanks to Pharaoh Man's ability to sense traps. They man to Ramun's chamber, and Mega Man gathers enough courage to head back into the place he almost died. Somewhere else, Quake Woman is unloading rock samples when Breakman arrives, wanting to know more about family. If there are themes to this story, they might be issues and resolution. First, we have Mega Man himself. He's a bit jumpy and scared. Understandable, since the last time he was here, he almost died. Thankfully, his family's there to support him. Dr. Astle was part of the group because he had history with this place and needed some closure. Yeah, if you want to know more about that, see my issue 29 review. Having Plant Man along makes sense because, who knows, you might need the extra protection, and the Robot Master was instrumental in creating that protective coating which protected Mega Man and company during the blackout. Dr. Cossack's reason for joining is to disprove Wily's innocent claims, and find a way to prevent future blackouts. Pharaoh Man's presence makes sense. Built for excavation, exploring ruins, detecting booby traps. Yeah, it's pretty much obvious for why he's there. Finally, Dr. Light's presence is obvious, but he also wanted to believe Dr. Wily had a change of heart. You know, I hate to say it, but he's in for one rude awakening when the Mega Man 3 arc comes, eventually. Let's look to the villain side. We now know Shadow Man was loyal to Ramun, and with the destruction of the alien supercomputer, he lost his purpose. Breakman and the other Mega Man 3 Robot Masters offered him a new purpose, join Dr. Wily, which he did gracefully because, well, he needed purpose again, and he thought the others wanted him dead. Now for Breakman. When Snake Man reported that Roll was among Mega Man's party, you can tell that he was relieved. Snake Man's question about forgiveness led Breakman to make a little side trip. So why Quake Woman? Perhaps because she and Dr. La Linde share a relationship not unlike Dr. Light, Rock and Roll, and at one time, Light and Blues. Of course, we have to wait until next issue for the answer. So overall, part 1 was a semi-breather story. The only action involved was Shadow Man versus the other Robot Masters. The artist this time around? Tyson Hayes? Is that how it's pronounced? He actually did the cover for the next Sonic issue, which comes out next month, but I digress. For the most part, I like it. If I want to make one observation, it's Snake Man. It's bizarre to see him with a nose. This is his original game art if you're curious. I know he also had a nose in previous issues, but in this one it's just a bit more pronounced, you know? Some quick continuity things. With Top Man dealing the decisive blow against Shadow Man, it makes sense because topspin is Shadow Man's weakness in the games. And it is pretty effective. And I have to wonder, did Top Man take touch damage when he collided with Shadow Man? Dr. Wily giving orders from jail? Well, as Gemini Man put it, he has done this sort of thing before. And Dr. Cossack is foreshadowing his brand new robot master of a certain drilling type when he gets out of the ruins. So that Roll's outfit here. As far as I can tell, there is no Mega Man powered up variety because remember, in past issues when Roll puts on an alternate outfit, it's usually something from Mega Man Powered Up, the PSP remake of Mega Man 1. And finally, the castle the Robot Masters are building, I have a sneaky suspicion it's this one. So with that, I will give this story an 8.5. Next time, we'll see what answers lie within Ra Moon's chamber and why Breakman went to Quake Woman. Now this would be the part where I would roll the credits and say thank you, but there's still another story to tell. It begins 100 years in the future. An elderly archaeologist named Dr. Kane discovers the remains of a lab. Dr. Light's lab to be exact. Inside, he finds a capsule with a robot inside. The holographic Dr. Light message describes the robot, X, as the first robot that can think and feel for himself. So Dr. Light finally managed to capture that X factor he mentioned way back in issue number 5. But because of the danger of attacking humanity, he was sealed away for a 30-year diagnostic test. The reason is, Dr. Light will not be able to live that long, and he has no one else to carry on his work. After much pondering, Dr. Kane decided to open the capsule and meet X. The two would go on to salvage all the notes and equipment from Dr. Light's lab and take them to Dr. Kane's lab. Dr. Kane, with X's help, created the first Reploid, and later still, Reploids are being mass-produced and joined society. Dr. Kane believes that he realized Dr. Light's dream of a world where humans and robots coexisted peacefully. X, however, is unsure and worries that things are moving too fast. This intro to the world of X is already a love letter to fans. First, the story. Ian probably had it easy because most of the dialogue came from the Journal of Dr. Kane, supplementary reading from the Mega Man X instruction booklet. Dr. Light's warning about X, taken from the opening of the first game. Now for the visual treat. The art is done by the one and only Spaz, and I do admit, it is gorgeous. The robots helping Dr. Kane are known as Ball DeVoe, and they're among the first enemies X fights in the first game. The capsule X was sealed in resembles those that give X his upgrades in the games, complete with Dr. Light hologram. Now this Dr. Light is different from the more optimistic version in the classic series. You can tell he's been through a lot. Spaz here seems to have given Dr. Light some of his traits from the Maverick Hunter X game, especially the hair. So with that, I'm going to give this backup story an 8.5 as well. More than likely in the next issue, the rest of Dr. Kane's journal will have a visual presence. And I really do hope that Mega Man X gets its own spin-off book because it'll be kind of difficult to tell X's story when he's sharing pages in the main Mega Man comic, so yeah. And with that, folks, I'd like to thank you for watching, and be careful out there, okay?